So, my dad turned 80 this past year, and it's made me think a lot about how little time I have left with them and how precious time is. And all this thinking has prompted two pretty big changes to Made with Lau. So if you don't know what Made with Lau is, or if you're just getting reacquainted with our story, my dad's been a Chinese chef for over 50 years, and 5 years ago, our lives completely changed when, one, my parents became grandparents when my wife gave birth to our first son, and two, we started sharing my dad's recipes on our YouTube channel, which we called Made with Lau, which, fun fact, is a nod to the phrase made with love. Although it is nothing compared to how hard my parents worked to raise us, the first year of Made with Lau was really hard because I was pulling 80-hour weeks, editing videos, and changing my first son's diapers. We were living off of savings, unemployment. I was just praying that this whole thing would work out. But I knew that even if Made with Lau went nowhere, I'd at least be spending like really special time with my parents and have a lot of great things to pass on to my kids. Thankfully, the universe started sprinkling in little signs that this was going somewhere. I remember on my birthday, we were monetized on YouTube, and we made like $3.50 that first day, and I was like, yes, like we freaking made it. And it just kept snowballing from there. I think, since then we've had 3 kids. We have 3 kids now. Made with Lau has grown a ton. I've been able to take my parents traveling to new places they've never been. We went to the White House with YouTube. We won 2 James Beard Awards. It felt really surreal. I think once my dad turned 80, things started to feel a little bit different. Like they feel a little more urgent now. I'm at that age where aging starts to confront you a lot more. Like more and more of my relatives, my friends' parents, they're dealing with dementia, they're using canes and wheelchairs. And my parents are not at that place, but it just makes me reflect on how much they've done for us, and it makes me want to cherish this remaining time even more. I'm realizing more and more that what my parents know about Chinese culture and tradition, having grown up in China, what my dad knows about Chinese cooking, like thousands of recipes memorized by heart, like all these little bits of intuition and wisdom and sensory cues that he knows, all of those will disappear with them if I don't document it now. So that brings me to my first official announcement. Maybe you already know about this, but we're working really hard on a Cantonese cookbook with Voracious, who is our publisher. We're targeting fall 2026 for it to be published. There's a lot of work to be done in between then. And I think one thing I've discovered through this whole process is that it's a lot like an iceberg, in that because my dad knows so much about Chinese cooking over the past 50 years, in order to support the tip of the iceberg that will make it into the book, there is a massive body of work underneath it all that we're trying to uncover and I'm trying to learn about. Cookbooks usually take years to make, and ours is not going to be an exception to that. But I think it would be a disservice to you, to our community, if I just stayed in hiding, not sharing anything that I'm learning as we write this cookbook. So that brings me to my second announcement. We are starting a new series on YouTube and Substack starting next week, and every week after that, we'll be sharing what I call the Cookbook Chronicles series, where every week we'll be sharing nuggets of wisdom, tips, techniques, guides, everything that we're learning from this cookbook process. I've been filming a lot. That's how I think it's best to document an elder cooking, just to film them and do their thing. Through that process, I'm now sitting on like a growing mountain of footage. There's new stuff I want to share, like how to shop for ingredients and what to do with them. Like I've been following them around Ranch 99, hopefully Chinatown soon. There's this concept that I'm calling mother recipes, so basically ratios and guides to cook all the common Chinese dishes like fried rice, chow mein, steamed eggs, soups, so you can just cook intuitively and know the general beats of what to do. Stuff like fundamentals of cooking equipment, fundamentals of like different cooking techniques. So there's all stuff that we've kind of touched on, but I haven't really explored in a formal way. So this Cookbook Chronicles series will dive into those things. So all of these videos will be coming to YouTube along with additional content and writing on Substack. And so Substack, if you're not familiar, is an up and coming platform where traditionally it was focused more on writing and email newsletters. And it still is, but it's also becoming a really vibrant intellectual community where other writers and creators congregate. And it's been really fun to dive into. So I figured since I'm writing so much, Substack will be a really great place for me to share what I'm working on, to workshop stuff with you guys. That'll all be free, and much like Patreon, there's additional ways to support if you want to. So if you want to get more directly involved in shaping the book and supporting us, there's paid tiers where you can get an extra newsletter, which we're calling the Cookbook Confidential, where we're sharing actual drafts that are going into the book, recipes we're testing, guides we're illustrating and working on, techniques that we're workshopping, extra videos. There will be a private community where we can chat and comment and share feedback and ask questions. You can get signed copies of the book once it's available. There's an opportunity for you to have your name in our cookbook acknowledgements. So again, our Substack is free, and if you want to directly support and get more involved in shaping the book, there's options for that too. So if that sounds interesting to you, you can head on over to newsletter.mailfile.com to sign up, or click the link in our bio. But yeah, that's it. I'm super excited to get this cookbook out into the world and to share everything that I'm learning along the way. And yeah, whether you've been here from the start or you're just tuning in, we really appreciate you being here, and we're just excited. So thanks, and see you soon.